Bell and Laguna in San Francisco.
Hayes Valley Farm has been stewarding a farm here focused on permaculture and sustainability. It's been a hugely educational space with all kinds of design courses and workshops. It also grows edible and medicinal plants and shows people how they can do that themselves. Hayes Valley Farm was asked to leave by May 31st. They packed up their greenhouses, their seed library, and all the infrastructure they had on site, and they shut the gates for the last time on the night of May 31st, 2013. Dialogue that's happening right now around food is that we need places to grow food locally. We want it to be organic and non-GMO.
Food, not lawns. Overgrow Monsanto.
Our only spaces that we can do that are right now being developed.
I've been to the meetings for the developer. When I saw the renderings, it was little shoeboxes with no character. They were just real IKEA type of buildings.
San Francisco claims itself as the greenest city in North America. There are 3 urban gardens and permaculture farms that are slated to become housing developments by the end of this year. One of them is called Esperanza Gardens in the Mission. It's been a center for education around sustainability and organic gardening. Another is called the Free Farm. It's over at Gough and Eddy Street, and that grows food along with Esperanza Gardens that is all given away for free at the Free Farm stand in Parque Niños Unidos every Sunday. Over 200 people walk away with free greens, produce, fruits and vegetables, bread. This group, Liberate the Land, came together at the Free Farm on June 1st and had a dialogue and discussion about this loss of permaculture and gardening and green spaces in San Francisco to development, and walked here along with a march that was in solidarity with the protests happening in Turkey.
In solidarity with Gezi Park.
Gezi Park is in Istanbul. It's one of their last public parks. They were just about to start cutting down all the trees and developing it into a commercial shopping mall. People from the city brought their tents and their blankets and their kids and their books, slept in the park under the stars overnight. And when the bulldozers got there in the morning to start ripping up the trees, they blocked the bulldozers. Police were burning tents. 3 people have lost their eyes from being tear gassed directly in the eyes. The next day, 10,000 people came to the park and they sat shoulder to shoulder, feet to back. They didn't move and they didn't let the police in, they didn't let the developers develop the park. It's turned into an all-out social uprising throughout Turkey in response to what they see as more than just the loss of trees in a public park. This is about stopping these corporate and governing entities from profiting off of the last pieces of land that we have left. We want to have green space, we want to have common spaces. We want to put a stop to this trend of privatization of common and public space.
Hayes Valley Free Farm is a wild spot with multiple trees. A place that's been an organic garden, a people's garden, a permaculture garden for quite some time. A chain was put on the gate. It's time to now transfer into 189 condos. A couple days ago, a small group of guerrilla gardeners, 1 in the morning, with some chain cutters, cut the chain. Later that day, people came down, opened it up, walked right in, and began gardening again.
Kale and collards and greens and beans and fig trees.
Bunch of broccoli, digging out a lot of the plastic in the soil and trying to aerate it and get it nice.
Identifiable walkway.
You're gonna make it a little flatter so people don't slide on the dirt.
Make little nice gardening mounds on the side.
Gardening mounds on the side.
I was such a good water sprayer at our last encampment that I turned it into a swamp.
And went about liberating this piece of land in an attempt to open it up as the commons for the entire neighborhood and the community at large. The neighborhood is stepping up to be a part of this.
Pretty obvious it would be unanimous that people would want to farm over another
Did they voice?
190 units coming in.
Neighbors have asked to drop banners from their windows in support of this. Others have given us things like grills.
So here's a table. Here's Liberate the Land's logo. Honk if you eat food. Urban permaculture. Hi. Here we have a neighborhood with character, they're all Victorians.
A lot of history.
How close do you live to this spot right
I'm
there?
on the city block. And all the red-tailed hawks are back. We love them.
Yeah.
They're magnificent creatures. We have flocks of parrots coming through. The green with the red
Yeah.
crowns. Yeah.
I saw so many butterflies frolicking, a pair of hummingbirds playing together, birds looking for insects, and I realized how vital the habitat was for these small urban creatures. People may think that they're not sufficiently wildlife and that it's not worth fighting for the Hayes Valley Farm. But if we plow this over, there's really nowhere for the birds and the butterflies and the insects and the bees to go. Like 30% of our bees are gone.
The people who barricaded the back entrance and the side entrance wanted to make sure that if people were going to work, they felt as comfortable as possible. We got a tree sit. It's a sign of defense, and we send a message to the police that, we're going to hold the space, and it's our space. They're going to stay there when the cops come. It's cool because actually they have a propel line where, they can send food with them up in a bucket, water, and books, so pretty much they've been reading and chilling up there. Really fun, and it's actually a really good place to learn. I try to get up on there. It was really hard. You have to, learn how you pull yourself up.
He was up at 8, 9 o'clock this morning, with the hammer trying to throw it into the trees to get the platforms up so they could hold down the trees. But also the eyes up there. So Dante is just doing a really badass job. Make everything everybody's. Nobody has a higher hand anymore.
We want people to be free to steward it in a healthy way, both for humans and non-human living things. We want it to be an accessible space to people. We want people to have access to land, to learn from, to interact with, and to grow food and grow medicinal plants. Well, we're liberating it, in this case, from private corporate ownership. We've lost our common space, which is something that we've retained until now for thousands of years. It's the space where people steward ecology in common in order to meet the needs of all people. Nobody tries to dominate that or profit off of that, because everyone knows that the health of the common space is the health of everyone. And if we keep the forests healthy, then we'll have building materials and firewood. We'll have food. People live in balance with that ecology and make sure everyone's needs get met. And lately we've lost that to this dichotomy of private and public space, where the needs of corporations and private investment is being met at the expense of other people.
We need to just grow our own food. We don't want to eat those GMOs, all that bullshit. They're killing us slowly. You can't even buy seeds that aren't genetically modified. Not
I
even
was wondering
seeds,
about that, whether this group has non-polluted seeds.
Yes. It will be all 100% organic. We're not going to put any crap in there. And we're doing the best we can to get all the stuff out of the soil and kind of maybe get some earthworms going and, break up the dirt. I want everybody to have access to these places. What are we going to do? Put another parking lot? We need non-harm food so we could live better and love each other more. Good food is good for your mind.
We helped put that one up.
What does it say on that?
Take back space.
It's kind of folded now into a heart shape.
We started at the 648-day tree set at the Oak Grove Stadium at Cal Berkeley to save the oaks from being cut down from 2006 to 2008. We call this the anchor in the sky. We use trees to defend a spot. There's one sitter right over there sleeping right now. Our line that goes between these two tree sets, somebody will get out on the line. We have a pulley. We're basically suspended by the rope out on the line, and the police can't cut either side of the line or somebody falls. It is disturbing to see people cut and die or break legs.
I saw the thing up, I saw the gate was open, I said I had to pull in here and see what was going on. Hopefully there'll be something else green and growing over here.
Right.
Nice.
We have a contact sheet on that info table at the front. If you feel like giving us your email address, we'll let you know what's happening.